Near AI. What did you ship this week?
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the fifth episode of What Did You Ship This Week? My name is Cameron Dennis. I will be mainly just facilitating introductions and giving a quick update on what's going on in Near AI land at the end of the call. But to kick it off, we do this about every week just to have people show off what they're building in the ecosystem, kind of treat it like a decentralized community stand-up. Most of the time, people display demos of what they've actually built. Sometimes it's just general updates from a lot of the teams working in the ecosystem. And today we have an amazing set of builders joining us. Some of them have been working on near implementations for quite a while, but not quite ready yet. Something like Xtrace for encrypted memory and Private RAG. Silverstream talking about browser agents. And we actually have a guest here that is won the hackathon or was a winner of the hackathon that we ran over the weekend from Instant Apply. Looking forward to hearing from Jivan. Next, we have Matt Lockyer from Proximity Labs to unpack some progress we made on the Shade agent side of things and Hot Wallet service, which I'm really excited to hear about. And then we'll move on to Asimov Protocol, where Matt Hamilton, who's a new member on the team, will be unpacking kind of what they've been focused on with their CLI tools, their SDKs, and some of it, I guess, recent experience being in San Francisco fundraising. And close to last, but definitely not least, is Follow Network, giving a quick update on the Red Pill and Follow Cloud integration, their Cloud CLI, and a couple other things. And then Jutsu, Zahid Islam from Jutsu, will be talking about the Near TypeScript SDK, and then maybe a little bit about the hackathon experience, because he was also at the hackathon. He won the hackathon, actually, first place, for building a AI agent that manages your LinkedIn campaigns. And then at the end, I will be giving a quick lowdown on what's happening in the Near AI company. So without further ado, would love to bring on our first guest, Lee Wen, bringing you up to the stage. And just FYI, if you're going to share your screen, make sure you're sharing the specific tab on your screen, not your whole screen. So
but I need to kind of switch back and forth from a text editor and my browser.
That's totally fine. Just make sure you're not sharing anything you don't want to accidentally share. So
Okay.
that is the only request. But yeah.
Okay.
Just real quick, it would be great if you can quickly introduce yourself, give a little bit of background on Xtrace, and then unpack what you've been shipping.
Yeah. So hello everyone. My name is Lee Wen. I'm the co-founder of Xtrace. My responsibility is mostly on building stuff, and so Xtrace is basically building a private memory, which is for AI agents, which is enabled by our encrypted vector database. So I guess without further ado, I'll showcase our product, which is not open yet, but is pretty functional, I would say. Yeah, let me start sharing my screen. Okay. Can you guys see my screen right now?
Yeah, yes, we can. Yep.
Okay, so basically we have this. So how you would use Xtrace is very much similar to how you would use any vector database. So you will have a user developer portal. Once you log in, you can see all the knowledge bases and API keys on your portal. So in order to use Xtrace SDK or vector database, you first need to create an API key and give it a name. I'll say demo, whatever. And then, you need to create an API key and copy it and save it somewhere so that you can use it later with the Xtrace SDK. And then in addition to an API key, you also need to create a knowledge base. So as a Near AI demo knowledge base, create. Right, you also would need the knowledge base ID in order to specify which knowledge base you want to post your data to, right? So once you have these two things, you probably also need to manage So given API key, you can manage the permissions of this API key to multiple knowledge bases. So right now I'm going to give this API key the right access, the read and write access to the knowledge bases I just created. So so these are all the setup you need before you can use our SDK. So now let's dive into our SDK. So basically our SDK has like two major components. One is data loader and one is retriever. So the data loader basically kind of takes in bunch of crypto primitives and a storage and compute unit, which kind of decides where to post your data to. And then, it runs the compute script on your data locally and then post the encrypted data to whatever storage you specified, as you can see here from my screen in the Jupyter Notebook. So I'm going to run this cell. Right, so let's wait. Oh, in the meantime, I'm using a news article I scraped, which is this one, as the contact, as the document that is going to be posted to Xray server. So yeah, the data loader is now running. Let's wait. I think it's going to, yeah, okay. So now it's done running. So now the data should be successfully processed and loaded onto Xray's server. So right now, I want to show you how the data actually looks like on our Xray server, right? Just to convince you that they are all ciphers. Right, so these are the data that is loaded onto Xray server. As you can see, the chunk, the index, they are just a bunch of ciphers. So which means Xray doesn't know anything about your data, right? Okay, switching back, I'm going to talk about how you act once your data is successfully loaded onto Xray server, how you are going to use it. So to use the data stored on Xray is as simple as import a retriever from our SDK. So right now we only support a simple retriever, which basically does nearest neighbor search on your ciphers. But in the future, we're planning to roll out more advanced retrievers, such as the ones that can do metadata search, can do like complex queries, like range queries and all that. Yeah, so that's the plan. So now let me run this cell. Once you have the retriever and the query, you can just retrieve the necessary data. So yeah, so now you can see it retrieved when I ask why is Elon Musk partnering with Microsoft. The retriever successfully retrieved a bunch of context that is semantically similar to the query. So basically, it retrieves the context for the agent, so the agent can use all this text to answer this question. Now switching back to the server side, I want to show you, I want to show you the log so that the queries are really encrypted, right? So this is the log of that query. And if you check, the API key here matches the API key I specified here. So that means the demo is actually a demo, not a stage thing, okay? So let's go to the body. As you can see, the query is this. So it's just a cipher, right? So that basically means Xray, when you query Xray's database, Xray doesn't know your query either. So Xray doesn't know your query, Xray doesn't know your data, but still, Xray can return the necessary context to your agents, right? So once you have the context, you can just feed it to whatever inference engine you want to use, right? So for example, Xray provides a simple implementation of DeepSeek. So if you run this, it is going to take the context returned here, feed it to DeepSeek, and DeepSeek will use this context to answer the question, why is Elon Musk partnering with Microsoft? And yeah, so this is going to take a while because I don't have GPU on my machine, but I think you get the idea, right? And yeah, I think that's it.
This is amazing. And just to be crystal clear, the primary use case of this is for people to better train their AI agents with their personal data so they can be as helpful as possible for you. Is that correct?
Yes, yes. I wouldn't say it's training per se because I'm not X-Trace is not modifying the weights of your model. It's more it happens. It's RAG. It happens during inference. But but the idea is you can use your personal data to make your AI agents better suited for whatever use case you want without sacrificing any privacy.
Cool. So this is a pretty important foundational prerequisite for AI agents to actually solve problems for people. Like you need a encrypted data store.
Yeah. So pretty amazing. So
it's incredible, man.
Yeah. I'm working tirelessly on making it better, adding more features. But happy to be here.
This is amazing. Yeah, would love to have you back on. This is super exciting. We do have to move on to the next builder, but thank you, Lee-Wen, for coming. What's the best way for people to kind of stay updated on the project and you?
I guess I'll post my Telegram handle here so people can just DM me.
Cool. Yeah. We'll make sure people follow your Twitter account.
Oh yeah, right. Also, I need to do
awesome.
that.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thank you for coming. We're going to move on to Manuel from Silverstream. Manuel, how's it going?
Hello. Hey, nice to meet you guys.
It's good to have you here. But so just as a quick reminder, quick overview, what is Silverstream doing? Who are you? Why are you building Silverstream? And then what have you shipped recently?
Yeah, so nice to meet you, Manuel. I'm a scientist. I come from a strong AI background, and we're building Silverstream to make sure people can have their agents go on the internet and interact with the web. As X-Trace shows us, people are going to share their personal information with agents. And so we want these agents to do something with that information, which mostly is going to the internet and buy things or do something in the name of the users. So at Silverstream, we focus on getting things reliable. You want an agent that does something every time, but also general. That's why we focus on giving tools to agent developers like you all to use web-based interactions, right? What we have been focusing. Oh,
hey, just real quick. Sorry. Hi. So just to be kind of give someone like an analogy, is this most similar to like an Anthropic computer use or an OpenAI operator?
Yes.
Like
yes,
okay,
exactly.
Cool.
It's like the agent goes on a website, it clicks around for you, and let me skip ahead and share a demo of one of our agents on the Near platform. Let me share only the things I need to share. There we go. Can you see it? Cameron, is it showing up?
Yeah, it shows up now.
Nice. So this is our agent on the Near platform. You can see on the bottom here, there is a request. This request can be directly from the user, or it could be from another agent. And this video is sped up 4x because we don't want to be waiting for too long. But the agent is going to stream back a sequence of interactions with the web to achieve some task, in this case, booking an Airbnb. So if you call our agent as a tool, you will get a stream of images or video. We're still working on integration with Near on that. And the agent goes and does something for you. Then it will eventually get to the checkout page. We don't do payments yet. I hope we can present that maybe next month in one of these conversations. But this is the direction in which you are building. And the focus is to get things reliably working every time. So in this case, for example, you see the agent at a translation window pop up, which is what was unexpected, and it will get out of it by itself. Now we want this to happen 100% of the times, right? Let me skip forward. There you go. And then it goes to the booking. So what we are going to release this week is a data set for people to fine-tune and train their own agents, mostly because coming from a science point of view, the most important thing is data. Like you want to be able to fine-tune your own agent from a good enough starting agent. And for that, you need data. That's why we decided to open our data sets to people that need it. In fact, it's not public yet, but if you go to Silverstream AI, you can sign up for the waiting list, which is going to be unlocked very quickly to get access to our datasets, so you can fine-tune your own agents. And the whole point of user-owned agents is that you need to be able to see how the agent works, but also to create your own. maybe start from an initial open weight model, but then fine tune it in an agent that you care about from some specific interactions. Right? With the dataset will come also some kind of collabs, like training kits, so people can learn how to train their own agents. But our focus is really to get the most reliable agents, deploy them on the Near platform so everybody else can use it. Yeah.
It's basic. Yeah, super cool. So just to be crystal clear, people should be going to silverstream.ai to sign up for the demo. Yeah, we'll throw the link somewhere here.
So there are two waiting lists. One is for the data, which is the one that is going to be released soon. The other one is to be a user of our agent, which is going to come later on in time, but you can sign up so you get the early spots.
Cool. Awesome, man. Well, this is super exciting. Where can people learn more about Silverstream generally, besides the website?
It will be on the website. We have a Twitter account. It's a kind of stale now, like it doesn't say much. And also there is my own Twitter account, which I guess is, you can Google my name. Can I say it? Can people read the chat?
No, but we can follow up in a thread after.
Yeah. Cool.
Awesome. Cool. Check out Manuel's Twitter account. Sign up for the beta. This is all super exciting. Looking forward to having you on to talk about payments sometime. Like, let's make these agents, useful for the real world. So thank you for coming, Manuel. Next up, we actually have one of the hackathon winners who is building with Silverstream. And so, Jivan, welcome to the show. And would love to kind of get you to one demo what you're building or just talk about it. But first, introduce yourself, what you normally work on, and then what you shipped last week.
Hello.
And actually, real quick, I see Uliana is also on in the chat, so I'm gonna bring her on stage as well.
Thank you.
Great. Yeah, take it away.
Yeah, hello. I'm Jeevan, and me and Uliana, we built Instant Apply last week in the hackathon. Both of us are CS majors at Minerva University. We are juniors right now. Normally, I just build web apps, agents, or try to play with some ML algorithms. And Uliana, you want to introduce?
Yeah, I also normally work more in science. I currently work as a research assistant at Harvard Psychology Lab. So that was an unusual project to make, but we're both very excited about it. And the idea about the project is to help people apply to jobs. So the audience is basically everyone who needs to apply for jobs. The way it works is basically it collects the information about you from your resume and from the separate fields that you fill out, like veteran status that you don't normally put on the resume, but that are often asked on the job applications, and it fills out the job applications fully for you. So from start to finish, it finds the job applications for you, and Juan will talk and show the search in a bit. Finds the links to job pages that fit your resume and description of what you want to find, like the job size, like the company size, city you want to work from, etc. It goes to the link, it navigates any pop-up windows, multiple pages in the application, clicks through them. In a way similar to what Manuel was just presenting with Silverstream. But specifically for job applications. Yeah, do you want to show the?
Yes. So just for the sake of time, I already filled my profile has basic information that they would ask in a job application, your summary, resume, like job titles, portfolio links, all of the details and demographic information, which is hidden for now. And the first thing that you do is what type of job you want. Say I want software engineering intern, and I want it to be in San Francisco remote. I would search for jobs. And right now we're using API, but next week our plan is to use Silverstream to scrape and find all of the job applications that are relevant. Takes some time from the API.
And the way it works on the back end is it saves all the found jobs to a database from which it then pulls to apply for them, but you can also check out the jobs manually.
Mhm.
I might have a little trouble sharing my screen. Let me see.
And Uliana can show you how we actually apply to the jobs.
Um,
Have you guys used the tool to apply to jobs yet? Like yourselves?
Not just yet. It's a little bit rough yet, and there is a lot of, for many job application websites, there are many different structures for how it works, so it's difficult to optimize for every website.
Got
But
it.
it's working quite well for single page sites right now. And also like sometimes they ask for CAPTCHA and you have to log in. And we just don't want to like randomly like put their password for user and save it in the database. But if it does not have a sign up page, it works pretty well so far.
Got it.
Okay.
Soon, with Xtrace, you will be able to put credentials in and ensure their privacy. So yeah, you can see all
Yeah.
these things are coming together.
Or am I sharing my screen? Can you see it? Yeah, ignore the rough front end. That is not what we're all about. So I click, oh no, wait, can you actually see it? Cannot, can you?
No, I only see the apply to jobs page.
Sorry about that.
It's okay.
I'll just go ahead and do what you just told us not to do. How is that?
Yeah. Okay. That sounds great.
So I go back to the apply page. I click the apply to jobs and it starts the whole process all by itself, and it fills it. It's not from my resume, I'm not Anne, but yeah, it can select stuff from the data folders. It's not currently filled because it was a fake resume, but it does work, and it will do the same thing with a resume. We were a little bit short on time because we just built it on the hackathon literally, but we're very excited about the idea, and I think for now we have a solid proof of concept kind of situation that is actually working and can interact with different websites. So that's where we're at now, and we plan to build on it.
That's super exciting. What next? It's like, what are you doing to improve it?
So one of the things yesterday, majority of what I worked was working on the near AI agent hub, seeing if we can actually have the source functionality stuff there. We tried a bit, but I guess the next goal is to use Silverstream and like some other like existing agents we have to first like safely store the user password so you can log in, like go through CAPTCHA and also work on multi-page like website like Workday. I think is really hard to work with. So over the next week, we have a break. So we are planning to utilize that week to like make it a proper MVP.
I love it. Using your spring break to ship. Love to hear it. Cool. Liana, Jivan, is there anything that you guys want to add? Any place that people should follow you? Should they reach out to you on LinkedIn, Twitter? Anything else you want to say before we hop off to Matt?
Yeah, I think people can follow us on LinkedIn, definitely. We'll put links in the chat. That works.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Awesome. Jivan, anything on your end?
Sam, I'll share my Telegram and LinkedIn in the chat as well. Thank you.
Beautiful. Awesome, guys. Cool. Well, thank you for joining. Hope to see you on in the future to highlight exactly all the progress you've made. And without further ado, I want to bring Matt Lockyer to the stage. Matt has been an OG near builder for a very long time. And now I think he's shipping one of the most impressive and, I guess, inspiring pieces of technology in crypto right now, which are shade agents. And so, Matt, I'd love for you to kind of further explain what these shade agents are and what you've been working on.
Well, thanks, Cameron, for the glowing intro there. Yeah, so I'm working on shade agents, and I'll give a quick refresher on that in just a bit. And then I'm going to talk about some ideas we have for shade agents that are coming up really shortly, and we'd love to get the Near community and other builders involved. So I'm going to share screen window. And basically, just a quick overview. If you haven't seen Shade Agents yet, we basically have created a framework on Near that allows you to deploy arbitrary worker agent code in a trusted execution environment. So this code can talk to LLMs, which can also be in the T. So they're running kind of in a confidential compute situation. Or, I mean, the worker agent can talk to external APIs. It could be talking to external language models and stuff as well. The real like core part of the Shade Agent stack is that the worker agent will derive an ephemeral Near account so that it can basically talk to a corresponding Near smart contract down here. And it will get the remote attestation from the trusted execution environment, including the code hash of the actual code that it's running. Now, the reason that's important is that once we register this agent in the smart contract, this arbitrary worker code can just go ahead and call methods in the smart contract. And those methods are protected by virtue of this worker agent running that particular code base. So I can't come up with a better way to describe it other than there is a very tight coupling between the code that is run in the trusted execution environment for the worker agent and the smart contract. So we have this real sort of tight connection there that we think is pretty verifiable and pretty like sort of secure. And that would look like, that sort of like manifests itself in some cool design patterns where you can do method access control in a protocol based on the worker agent having a particular code hash. You can have multiple worker agents working on different parts of the smart contract. Okay, so that's just a little overview on Shade Agents. And I just want to jump back and basically say there's a couple of different things we've been doing with this. So one, for ETH-Denver, we launched a Shade Agent that basically would listen for tweets on X, Zeets or whatever they're calling them these days. I'm old school. I'm just going to call it Twitter. But basically, it would listen for tweets and it would look for people mentioning Shade Agents and whether they were sort of throwing shade on AI slop that's out there, or whether they were mentioning Shade Agents in a favorable tone. They would get rewarded with tokens that were minted on Hyperliquid. So they would get either base tokens if it's positive sentiment, or they would get shade tokens if it's negative sentiment. Now, a lot of people in the Near community were like, wow, why are you minting these tokens on Hyperliquid? We're showing off chain signatures as well. So, you know, we can do this agent in a T that has this tight coupling with a Near smart contract, but then from that Near contract, we can make calls to the MPC, the chain signatures protocol, and we can basically get signatures for any chain. So our next iteration of these agents is, we're going to be launching this next week, is an agent that will register a name for you on Base. So on Base, they have, you know, base names or base.eth names. And basically all you have to do is tweet at this agent and it'll create a one-time deposit address that you can send the requisite, you know, funds to based on, you know, the price of the name. And once you fund that account, those funds will be put towards registering a name on Base. So the agent will just sit there and you can tweet, hey, Shade Agent, you know, register my name on Base. And what we're going to do is we're going to have an interaction here with BankerBot as well. So you can send the funds from your BankerBot account and we'll register the Base name to your BankerBot address. So it'll create a little bit of like agent to agent stuff as well. And again, like we're trying to show off that this is like a multi-chain solution as well. And so the last thing I wanted to talk about is we've got this, this is kind of a bit more early kind of greenfield idea here, but basically we've got these agents out there like BankerBot and there's a whole bunch of other ones coming out where they all take sort of your X username or your, you know, your Telegram handle or whatever, and they create a wallet for you based on your ability to authenticate through that service. Now, a lot of people are going to create agents that do that, And so for one Twitter handle, like or X handle, whatever, my name is like at Matt D. Lockyer. I might have, if there's 10 different agents, I might have 10 different accounts. What we're trying to do, because we have this shade agent stack, and we can sort of create a secure connection between something running in a T and the underlying smart contract that can create these accounts for you. What we're going to try to do is we're going to try to get some of the near community and maybe beyond and multi-chain community to rally behind kind of a hot wallet service. So one developer could launch multiple agents that do different tasks, but they all have the ability to access the underlying same wallet. So for my handle at Matt D. Lockyer, I'll have one account, but it can be accessed by hundreds of different agents. And what we're trying to avoid here is like everyone launches an agent that talks to a wallet that's derived from your X username. There you go. You know, you've got hundreds of agents. Now you have hundreds of wallets. That's going to create a big problem. So we're trying to kind of propose this hot wallet service by using the Shade Agent stack as sort of the core primitive to create this underlying like liquidity layer that can be accessed by hundreds or thousands of agents. And I think there's going to be hundreds or thousands of agents that are specified to do different tasks. And then, you know, people might say, hey, what about security? This and that. Obviously, there's some issues there, but the whole hot wallet service would run on the premise that you would have to mention the agent's username to basically allow that agent to sort of get access to your underlying wallet and create a transaction, call for chain signature, and get that signature. So we can do this. Like I've thought through it kind of technically, and I think we can do it, but we obviously want some support, and we want to know that there's like a market kind of reason to do it. So we're seeing what the community says about it. We have a Shade Agents Telegram group as well. Yeah, if you want an invite to that, send me like a DM on Twitter, X, whatever. Anyway, yeah, happy to chat about it, Cameron.
Yeah, so I guess let's say someone wants to create a Shade agent today. Where should they actually go? Besides the
you can start at near.ai/shade. We've got a little Notion page up there with all the info about Shade agents. Yeah, and the stack that I showed earlier, that's a great question. The stack I showed earlier, it's a framework that's ready to go, ready to be built on today. You basically just fork the Shade agent template and away you go. And something like the Hyperliquid token minting agent, that took me a couple of days after forking the template. And the base names agent, it's only taken me a couple of days since forking the template. So this is very fast and easy to use sort of hackathon fodder.
Besides some of the agents that you had highlighted, is there anything that you guys want to see built? Like you guys don't have the internal capacity to build. You know, there's a lot of builders probably watching this. I think there's like over 2,000 right now. What are you looking for?
Absolutely. So I haven't been able to get really deep into LLMs and using them with the Shade Agent framework. So I'd love to see somebody connecting to an LLM, doing some meaningful stuff. So there's a lot you could do. You could have Shade agents doing, you know, image generation or, you know, writing poetry or whatever, and just doing some fun kind of interactions and behaviors around, you know, the LLMs themselves and the generative aspect of them. I've mostly basically been using the sort of the Twitter kind of command prompt and then basically do something. So I've been sort of doing some seek and destroy kind of example use cases, but I'd like to see somebody do something more expressive.
Cool.
And also mindshare trading agents, whatever, you know, yeah, any sort of like web markets or whatever, creating even like peer-to-peer, like betting kind of things. Like you could have people kind of talking on X, basically saying, hey, I think, you know, the price of whatever coin's going to go to this. Do you want to do the over under? And somebody else joins up, deposit into some chain signatures derived accounts. and the agent basically finishes it off. And because you
So-
can kind of trust the agent code, the worker agent code, it can basically sit there, listen, and resolve the market, and then basically execute on the chain signatures accounts.
Super cool. It sounds like you're using Twitter as a distribution channel to get essentially apps built, and distribution is everything in AI and crypto. So yeah, this is super exciting. Last but not least, is there anything else that you want to add before we pass it off to Matt from Asimov?
No, I think we're good. And I'm just really excited about the whole near AI community and what everyone's building. And I love that you're doing this, Cameron. So thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Actually, other thing, does Proximity invest in teams building with Shade agents?
I believe we do. Yeah. So we're involved in sort of a lot of the investments in the near AI space as well. So yeah, just reach out. I think we have something on our page, proximity.dev.
Cool. Amazing. Agent builders out there, go build Shade agents and try to get investments. But first, you obviously have to build something useful that will ideally make money. So yeah. Awesome, Matt. Thank you for coming. We'd love to have you on in the future. Got to pass it off to other Matt. Thanks for joining.
Great. Other Matt.
Hey, Matt.
Yeah.
Other Matt.
We got a double header here. So
Oh, yeah.
okay, let me just share my screen here.
Beautiful. And just as quick, Joe, introduce yourself, introduce what Asimov does, and then let's unpack what you've been working on this week.
Great. Okay. You can see slides, yeah? Hopefully.
Yes.
Okay, cool. Hi, folks. My name's Matt. It's great to be here. I'm going to give you a quick update on Asimov Protocol, a little bit about myself. I am new to the Near ecosystem, something I'm genuinely excited about. I've worked in a vast number of Web3 projects and crypto projects over the years, from the XRP Ledger and Ripple through to Protocol Labs at Filecoin, Arbitrum Foundation, Arbitrum, BitTensor, doing decentralized AI and blockchain stuff, and now most recently Asimov. And I'm currently here in San Francisco. We're doing a US fundraising trip. So this is going to be slightly different. What did we ship? Because in this case, it's really more about shipping kind of ideas and sort of progress towards what we're building. But I thought it'd be good to give us give everybody an update as to what we're up to at the moment. So I joined Asimov shortly after meeting Arto and Joshua, who you may know from the Near ecosystem already, at ETH Denver. Their vision and energy kind of immediately resonated with me and drew me into their mission of decentralizing knowledge and tackling some of AI's most pressing problems. So Asimov was specifically focused in addressing the challenge of high quality, trustworthy, structured data, something that we feel is currently underserved, yet is critical for reliable AI. So our platform leverages decentralized, verified knowledge in the shape of knowledge graphs, which not only help store and retrieve structured data efficiently, but enable powerful reasoning capabilities. So this approach allows us to integrate diverse data sets dynamically and ensure that information is being used both accurate and verifiable. So at the moment, we're wrapping up our fundraising round. Like I said, we're in San Francisco. We've been running around San Francisco and the Bay Area, chatting to many people, going to a lot of events. So we're wrapping up our fundraising round at the moment. I'm thrilled to announce that things are going really positively. We have an anchor investor, Brian Pellegrino from Layer Zero, has come on board, which has given us significant momentum to kind of continue on and when we get back home to roll up our sleeves and continue building. So the last 3 weeks, a lot of major events, ETH Denver, Ethereum SF, Stanford Blockchain and AI Summit, GDC. We've had numerous discussions that have been incredibly valuable in helping us clearly frame our MVP. We've identified our beachhead use case, which is addressing the critical issue of hallucinations in LLMs, specifically when answering factual questions, right? So at the moment, you've probably experienced, you ask a factual question of an LLM, and the answer it comes back with may sound reasonable, may seem feasible, but may be factually incorrect. The example I often give is, you ask it for a flight route from A to B, and it'll come back and say, fly this particular airline to this airport, this airline to that airport. Sounds all reasonable, and then you check it out and find out that actually those airlines don't fly those routes. So by ensuring the integrity of data fed into the models through, like I said, decentralized verified knowledge graphs, we can significantly reduce these hallucinations and inaccuracies when dealing with factual information and boost reliability. This is crucial because misinformation and inaccuracies in AI outputs can have significant real-world implications, affecting everything from daily tasks to critical decision-making processes. So whilst we've been here, we've opened a whole load of promising conversations with several institutional investors. The enthusiasm we're seeing from these groups is a fantastic validation of our vision. One event asked people who'd, experienced hallucinations. 90% of the audience put their hands up. I imagine the other 10% are probably lying. And it's been fantastic validation of our vision and gives us a lot of confidence in the strategic direction. We've talked to a lot of people from a lot of different industries about how verified knowledge can help them. So on the community and side event side, the last 3 weeks have been really hectic, but extremely rewarding. We've been traversing all over the Bay Area, actively participating in a whole load of events, from specialized hackathons to unique community gatherings. So we attended things like Near AI's Useful Agents Hackathon. You've already seen on this stream some outputs from that. We'll chat to people there. We've also joined really diverse events, such as a local art exhibition at the former Boston Dynamics building, and which blended like robotics and creativity. And Arto at the moment is at the opening of a robotics co-working space. So these kind of things are offering us useful insights into different sectors that Asimov can help with. One particularly fascinating visit was to AGI House, which is a 4-story multi-million-dollar mansion overlooking San Francisco. Imagine the geekiest frat house you've ever seen, filled with the greatest minds working on cutting-edge artificial intelligence, talking about things like consciousness and really sort of high-level concepts. And the energy and collaboration and depth of conversation there was truly inspiring for what we're doing. So we made significant connections, spread of our vision at prominent industry gatherings, Ethereum SF, Prime Intellect's Decentralized AI Day, Shelling Point, ETH Rising. We've met a bunch of influential figures and innovative thinkers, Robert Scoble, Alex Skidnoff as well from the community, Alex Chima. And these have sparked a lot of interesting ideas around collaborations and what we're doing here. So yeah, we went to Stanford Blockchain and AI Summit, and we participated in Dom Segola's developer camp, where we exchange insights alongside investors and industry leaders like Bill Tai and Amanda Terry. And most recently, we've been at the intersection of AI and Web3 with the GDC conference that's happening here. So we've been going along to GDC events, community meetups like Orbis 86 as well. So we'd love to continue the momentum. You can follow us, both the Asimov Protocol main account here. And this QR code will take you there. It's also Asimov_protocol on Twitter or X, and my personal account, Hamato, as well, that you can find me there and follow me there.
Amazing, Matt. Well, thank you so much for giving the lowdown. For everyone else listening, this is how you do fundraising. If you are an agent builder and want to actually get money, you have to show up. You have to go to all these events. You have to talk to customers. You really have to actually get your ass out there and talk to people.
We were trying to make a list of all the different events we've been to. It's been like 3 events a day we've been going to. So yeah, it's paying off.
But it's a balance, right? So like you do this now so you can focus on shipping in the next couple of months.
To go ahead, and also hopefully connections for future funding rounds as well. That's one of the main things that we're doing here as well. So yeah, it's been very good, but also just validating the idea, right? Talking to investors, talking to so many different industries, talk healthcare, talking education. What does verified knowledge and large language models mean to them? What are the problems they're seeing around using LLMs in in the case of something like healthcare or even legal or, like I said, education as well. So that's been really good.
And if you can solve hallucinations, holy crap, that is a really big deal. I'll make this story very short, but I was in Thailand asking LLM, hey, are there any like dangerous animals around? I'm going to the jungle, and it said no. And then I go talk to the person that's working the front desk of the hostel that I was staying at, and they said, oh yeah, right across the street, there was a whole family that was trampled by elephants yesterday. And so I'm like, wow, I wish that this LLM let me know that I have to watch out for elephants. And so it literally can mean life or death in a lot of situations.
That's a fantastic use case. I mean, we're not going to be able to solve hallucinations in general for like everything, but definitely for factual information, for questions like that. This is perfect. That's the kind of thing we're going to be looking to solve.
Amazing, man. Well, thank you for coming on. A little bit different than the average. What did you ship this week? But builders, take note. This is how you fundraise.
Yeah, great. Great. Thanks for having me on.
Awesome, Matt. Thanks. And I want to bring on Hong from Fala. And just give me 1 sec while I bring people to the stage. How's it going, man?
Hey, great.
I feel like I see you, a couple times a week now. I'm very lucky. Yeah. But just to give everyone a quick lowdown, remind them, what is Fala Network? Who are you? What's your role with Fala? And what did you ship this week?
Okay, sure. Yeah, I think this is actually the second time I've been here to share what we have built last week. So I'm Hang, co-founder and CTO of Fala Network. Fala Network is a TEE-based solution blockchain as well as the cloud. So our major product so far is called the Fala Cloud. So it's kind of like AWS, but as long as you put your program deployed on our cloud, we make it fully trustless. So how does trustless mean? Although it's not like a fully distributed, fully decentralized cloud, it's still hosted on some data centers. But at the same time, you get two properties. One is your program deployed on this cloud is verifiable, so integrity is protected. And second, you also get the privacy. So all the inputs, outputs, and the intermediate states is all encrypted, and nobody else except the program and the user can see the raw data. So by using the TEE, there's actually a lot of interesting use cases. One of that is has a huge overlap with near AI. So like when we develop AI, we always want to make sure the AI is not controlled by any single entity. So if you just run an AI on AWS, then no matter how secure your AI is, it's still limited by the security of the infrastructure. As a company, you can always, as an admin, you can always access the AWS and change whatever that's already deployed on the server. So essentially, although it's an AI, but you have no way to prove it's the real AI and it's not going to do anything evil. But if you put it on a TEE, TEE is like a super secure box. So you can prove that this is all controlled by the AI, and you can even trace it back to your program, your source code. You can trace it back to the LLM you're using, and even how you train this as a LLM. So everything can be transparent and fully auditable and fully secure. So this is the power of TEE. And in today's event, I'm going to show you a bunch of interesting progress we have made last week. So here, all right. So under the hood, our team do a few things. First of all, we do the development on open source projects. So no matter you're using our product or not, you can just feel free to use our open source project, including DStack, which is the backbone of all the TEE infrastructure. It's an open source project. You can deploy it on any capable hardware to turn that into something that can be used easily. On top of that, we also have the collaboration with Near to ship the private ML SDK. It's another layer built on top of DStack. So last week, a big update from DStack side is that now we enable the integration with the private ML SDK. So that means you can use the GPU with our the features already provided by the underlying open source SDK. So give you some feeling. So now if you use the private ML SDK, you're going to do something like this. So there's a command new and give all the parameters, and then you run command dstack run your CVM. Then you have the your program loaded into the GPU TEE. But at the same time, if you check our cloud, then we actually give user very user-friendly web UI. So you don't need to write any code or write any command line. You just click deploy, and then everything is already there. So the updates of this integration actually enable to connect the GPU SDK with the CPU SDK, so that in the CPU SDK, we give you all the convenience feature, including the web UI in this CPU SDK. So without using our commercial product, you can also use the exact same user interface on your customized build or on-premise deployment. So this is the first thing. We do also have a few other updates, but that's a little bit technical. Deterministic RTMR3, this make verifying your TEE application on-chain easily. And another one, add TCP status check on the on-chain KMS, and this can make the verification of your TEE program on-chain more secure. So yeah, this is the updates on the open source SDK side. And second one I want to mention is that last week we also did a really interesting thing. If you're familiar with AI agents, one of the very popular AI agent SDK is called ELIZA, and they just shipped V2. And here we actually have a very brief demo how you can run ELIZA V2, which supports multiple agents running in the same program. It's like a swarm, just not just a single agent. And you can already deploy that with our CLI tool, integrated to your GitHub action, and you can make sure it's like the user experience is pretty much like Vercel. You make the change and push it to your GitHub, then everything can be automatically picked up by the GitHub action, compile, build, and push it to the cloud. Everything can be done within just around 10 minutes. So if you are interested in that, you can check our blog post on our website so that you can learn how to use that. So this is the second one, ELIZA V2 on the Fala Cloud. And the third one is actually when you're using a TEE, very important thing is you want to check how you can prove this program is indeed running in the TEE and it's secure. In the past, we do have a proof web UI where you can upload the proof and see the technical parameters of the proof. But as you can see, all those fields are just the hashes. And for non-technical people, they have no idea what it is. All they can do is to check, okay, it shows verify. It seems like very secure. But we want to make this even better for the average users. So here on the cloud, we do have a new version of the attestation explorer. So as long as you turn on the your application showing on this dashboard, it can be a part of it. And if you check, for example, this one, time log, if you click view attestation, we're going to bring you to a page with a detailed explanation. And for example, it shows this is running in the verifiable hardware. The system is good. System means the operating system as well as the infrastructure, and the KMS, which is another component that secure your program. And in the future, we're also going to give you the application level verification. That means you can link from the hash of your Docker container into your original source code. And this can make the auditor or even non-technical people way easier to be convinced this is the real TEE, not a fake TEE. And there are a bunch of explanation here, so I'm not going to talk too much about that. And finally, last week we launched our CLI cloud, the cloud CLI. So for some of the people, you use you feel really good to just use the web UI. But if you go into a professional, then you want to automate everything. So that's why we bring the cloud CLI. So in this CLI, you can almost do everything that's available on the web UI, but always the command line. So all you need to do is to first install the CLI, and then you can use the command to do everything you need. For example, link to your cloud account, create virtual machines, manage virtual machines, or retrieve the attestation of that. So yeah, because time is really limited, so I'm not going to talk too much about that. Oh yeah, finally, one more thing I want to mention is that we just, let me check if I can find it. Yeah, here it is. So one more thing is when you're using the when you're using building the AI agent, usually you not only build your agent itself, you also need to use the AI models, right? So another thing we just shipped last week, but actually not shipped yet. This is the preview version. Is that now we have integrated the TEE GPU inference into the cloud as well through another project called RedPill. So that is it's kind of like an open router where you can use just one account to access many different AI models available on the platform. But here, what we want to highlight is that now we have the models running in the GPU TEE. So not only you can get your AI agent fully secure, you can also get the model fully secured with the TEE. So nobody else, including Sam Altman or whoever you can tell, they have no way to say what's running in this model and what is the input or the output. So yeah, if you want to do something sensitive, deal with the user privacy data, use this one. This will be bring your AI agent to the next level. All right. Okay. So that's a very quick overview of what we have done last week.
Yeah, you guys are doing too many things to fit in a single session. So it's we'll make sure to follow up in greater detail with a thread because there's so much going on. So congratulations on all the progress. And thank you for joining as always.
Thank you.
As I've asked everyone else, what is the best way for people to stay in touch with Fala? What is the best place for people to learn more?
Oh yeah, of course. Just check our Twitter account, and we're going to push a lot of updates every day, and also a lot of memes.
All right. If you like memes and updates, go follow Fala's Twitter. Thank you, Hung.
Thank you.
Yeah. And last but very much so not least, we have Zahid. He is a frequent attendee of the What Did You Ship This Week because he's always shipping, and it's always exciting. And also, huge congratulations on winning the Useful Agents Hackathon. Your agent was by far, well, indeed, the most useful. And if you want to kind of give a quick overview about what that is, and then also talk about what else you've been working on.
Okay. So hey everyone, I'm Zahid. I'm founder of Jutsu, and we are working on two main things at this moment. So the first thing is the main priority is building a really good TypeScript SDK for builders, because Cameron Nia did a great job of the hackathon, and it was great for two different reasons. One, I get some time to hack on something random stuff that typically I will not do in my day job as a founder. And the other thing was I had the opportunity to see how people are building and using the Near AI Python SDK and what are the problems they have. So based on all this learning, we are working and improving the TypeScript SDK. So it's not at this moment ready, but I'm going to give you a preview of how it will look like. Let me start sharing my screen and then share screen. I'm going to share entire screen, and I promise I don't have anything that I don't want to share. So this is I'll run a video. So it's about the one of the main thing I learned during the hackathon was getting started to build an agent was not easy because people had to fight through the Python version mismanagement and kind of from zero to a agent took a lot of time for a lot of people, even for experienced Python developer. So our goal is to build a kind of a mechanism where all you do is just a npm install something, and then you just create and start building and start testing locally. So if you see the command line, so for near TS, it will be near AITS, and then you just, it's a similar same kind of a way to create a agent, but all of a sudden you have now a project with 2 files where you can run any TypeScript, and you can run any kind of TypeScript, but you get all the functionality for near AI SDK through the core, and then you can add your code to run. I'll speed it up, so you probably missed that one. So you will just say npm run, so and then it will run the project, and in the and then you can kind of give your input. We also saw like how difficult it is to do the multi-line thing. So because if your agent have a multi-line kind of input, local testing is a nightmare. So with this one, it's as simple as you don't have to, as a user, don't have to do anything. The framework will figure it out. So two big important kind of a thing. One is you just have to do npm install, and then it will feel like any other standard TypeScript project. Like if you are familiar with Create React app or Next.js app, so it should feel like that for JavaScript developer. So that's kind of the SDK update, and we are working on it, and we'll give more update. The second thing I'll show is the hackathon project. So the hackathon project, the main idea was I don't like to do social media, especially LinkedIn, but I understand how important it is to do LinkedIn post. So imagine like I have an event that will be next week. So in fairness, like I'm going to run SF Node on next Thursday. So now I need to kind of start posting for that event so that I can attract more attendees. So it's a work, like every day I have to do. So instead, what if I could have an agent, something that kind of do it for me? So that's kind of the main goal. That was the main goal. So that's why like we added this campaign feature where you will say like in the description section, maybe you will just copy paste your event description, and then you will say what is the goal you have, what kind of writing style, and what is the call to action, and which date to which date you want to have this event. And then you will see like so I asked from 24 to 28, and then it created all this post for me. And then if you are interested, you can go and so this is about the post product launch. So you will see like this is, I did not add anything kind of but you are all like you are always welcome to kind of check the generated output, and then kind of let's say I want here probably a new line, or you want to add something else. But in few seconds, you get post for the whole week. So that's kind of one of the important, that was one of the main goal. So that's what we did. And now during the hackathon and outside hackathon, when I'm showing this feature, and it looks like a lot of other people are like me who don't have time or who don't necessarily like to do social media, and they want to use this tool for that. So it is available. So if you want to use, just go app.post with 2t.ai. So the other feature that I will think like is super interesting is if you want to create kind of a single post. So you not only just create a text post, but also can add images. And then let's say this is a generated post, but it looks like too long. And if you want to make it shorter, so it's just as simple as like choosing it to make it shorter. So now AI will kind of make it short. You can generate images, you can generate more realistic images, or if so, and then this is probably because we all are engineers, so we put a diff, so you'll be able to see like what are the things that this AI agent kind of changed. So you can see this new version is pretty much half of the old version, and then if you are okay with that, accept, and then you can kind of improve it if you want. Image is same. So if you want to generate a new image, so in this case I am regenerating, I can regenerate, but of course you can always generate with all the different other style and other features. And then the last thing is we are working with videos. So if you want to add a video, so then you can just use the video. So yeah, so, and the last thing I would say, like some people also, I found like through research, like a carousel is very important for LinkedIn, and I have no time or interest to build a carousel. So with this one, you can just say, okay, near AI agents, and then it will kind of do a Google search, and if it will try to find information about near AI, and then I don't know what it will find. Welcome to the future of AI, introduction to near AI agent capabilities. So whatever it found, it's kind of but you can see like you can, it gives you, think of this tool as a V0, so where you get the version 0, and then you can quickly iterate. Because I don't know about you, but for me, writer blocks is a thing, and English is not my first language. So I always find this kind of tool useful, and I don't have to copy paste from ChatGPT or kind of create a really nice prompt in ChatGPT. So that's kind of the main reason for building this tool. And if you want to use it, go to kind of app.post.ai, and if you want to take LinkedIn seriously, so start using this tool and follow the post page in LinkedIn. Thank you.
Awesome, man. Super exciting stuff. Looking forward to the improvements to the TypeScript SDK. People come to me all the time saying, hey, I'd like to deploy an agent I built on the Near AI Hub, but it's on TypeScript. So I think this would be a big unlock for the ecosystem. So thank you for coming. Is there any last words that you want to add? Any place that people should follow you? You know, obviously try Post. I'll be talking a bit more about that later. Is there anything else?
LinkedIn, like I'm probably more active in LinkedIn. Yeah, and send me a message in Telegram. You can send me a message in Telegram, anything about TypeScript update, or if you have any suggestions. So we have open source repo, so you can follow the project, our progress, and any feedback, constructive feedback are welcome. So, yeah.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you. I guess I'm the last one to go, and the TLDR is that there's been a lot going on in the Near AI world. Right now, let me just share my screen. Going to be giving you guys a quick update. Everything can generally be found on Twitter on exactly what we shipped last week. Like, we do our best to build the public. And so kicking off from, I guess, this week is the hackathon. We ran this on Saturday. We had over about 280 people sign up. About 140 people actually attended. Had about 18 project submissions. The whole focus of this hackathon was to build useful agents. Useful agents, the utility piece is defined by some sort of benchmark that you create to, well, prove its usefulness. And so that was really well received. That was in partnership with Electric Capital and SF Compute. Electric Capital is probably the best, if not one of the best VC funds in the crypto land, and they've been doing a lot more deals in AI. One of their portfolio companies is SF Compute, where you can actually rent or lease GPUs by the hour without any long-term contract. This is a really big deal for anyone that is, training models or needs very flexible compute contracts for inference, depending if you like get a lot of inference at a given time. And so both of those partners are great. We had an amazing set of bounty partners. There's a whole thread kind of unpacking the photos. We had Adam Wolf from Anthropic give an amazing presentation about, he actually helped run Claude Code at Anthropic, talking about what makes a useful agent. Evan from SF Compute, Ilya from Near, of course, and that was really impactful and educational talk. These are some of the winners. You just heard from Zahid with Post. Second was Diligence AI. They built a VC due diligence platform and a set of agents that decreases the time that they actually need to take to do quality technical and non-technical due diligence. And this was a winner, Near Food. It is an AI agent that can help you find free food based on Luma. If people are organizing events, it essentially scrapes Luma and recommends you events to go to for free quality food. And I will say there was amazing food at the Useful Agents Hackathon, which some people may have just gone for the food. So hopefully this doesn't make a bunch of food grifters come to our future events, but it's a cool agent. I'm not going to walk through all of the agents, but I will say it was a pretty cool and eclectic group of builders, everything building from like research tools for biology to test time compute routing agents to, improve reasoning for agents and other LLMs to, vacation mode, which is an AI agent that can try to save corporate knowledge bases. So if someone goes out of office for a while, like they're not totally lost when they come back. The classic wallet portfolio managers, other apps to agents to identify the cheapest version of an item you're trying to buy, fact-based like agents to fact check news, AI agents to demonstrate how you can confidentially navigate robotics. So it's like agents doing everything. It was pretty cool. Really enjoyed the event. And next up, another big thing that Alex Comaford from the Near AI team did talk about last week is Near's implementation of MCP. This is Anthropic's Model Context Protocol. And the whole point is now, if you are using any type of agent, any type of building framework that is supportive of Anthropic's MCP, you can now use those tools to build agents that can interact with Near. They can do things like manage accounts, check balances, send tokens. So you can read this thing here, but it's pretty cool. And I think a really great way to sort of plug into the greater MCP ecosystem, which is growing very quickly. And obviously there's a lot of future work to be done. This is, I think, really exciting stuff. And there's a bunch of like really big, sensitive projects building in the Near AI world right now, or the company Near AI, that I can't talk about, but hopefully in the coming months or weeks, we'll have more to share there. I forgot to mention, Ilya did speak. He had his own keynote at NVIDIA GTC, highlighting a new paper that was announced called Decentralized Confidential Machine Learning, that essentially highlights how model builders and fine-tuners and really agent builders as well can get paid for their contributions, where they can even like have a closed source model where you're able to verify the inputs and reward people based on their contributions to fine-tuning a model. Pretty exciting stuff. A lot of it is TEE based. There's a whole paper here that will unpack it. If you are looking to kind of get the TLDR, I suggest checking out Ilya's Twitter thread. You can check him out and follow him at IlBlackDragon. This is what he pitched at the NVIDIA GTC conference, and more to come on this front. This is sort of just the paper explaining how everything would work when we are trying to incentivize model builders and fine-tuners with money, because everyone knows the whole world of like AI right now is the business model is not truly figured out yet, and I do think that crypto and payments based on attributions, contributions are pretty much a prerequisite to making AI business model sustainable. So really cool paper unpacking that. What else do I have here? We are, I'm still working on the development of an AI auditor agent. This was all reviewed and announced in a RFP. There will be more RFPs coming out. So if you're an agent builder looking for very clear scoped work, there will be more RFPs coming out for agents that we want built and hosted in the Near AI Hub. Besides that, I manage Near's Twitter account, even though I'm not really a marketing manager or, really have a ton of experience. So I do manage all of that. And that's sort of what some of the things I've been doing this week. Right now, really just following up with a lot of the partners that you heard here today. There's a couple other really big integrations coming out. And also the whole Near AI team will start hiring a lot of people soon. And so at least some of the stuff I'm working on is building out entire hiring plans and, scaling the team, because we are going to need a lot more capacity if we're trying to build a truly user-owned AI. These are some things I'm working on, and obviously we'll share updates next week. But that's about it for now. Hopefully we can get more Near AI engineers on this call in the future. Trying to do it, but sometimes they would rather focus on shipping than talking about what they're shipping. So I guess that's my role. That's about it, guys. Shout out to Neurweek for facilitating this every week. And everyone who came to participate. We do this again every Thursday around 11 a.m. Pacific. That is 2 p.m. Eastern. And come back next week. Hope to see you then. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe to Nearweek.
All right. Still live. All right. See ya.